Guess what, guys? You've made it again. You've made it this far. You made it by finding where TalkBack is, and you've also found out where in the settings to go to, maybe you need magnification, maybe you need color inversion, maybe you need other tools that will help your visual impairments. Well, you know now that you could go to your Android accessibility settings and find most of those settings. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, I am going to actually cover more TalkBack. Yes, TalkBack. The screen reader. I'm not going to talk back at you. Why would I do that? You're good people. But what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and look at TalkBack. And TalkBack can be broken into many, many different pieces, right? So one way that we want to break this down is that how do I compare it, let's just say, to iOS? Because maybe most people are on iOS and using VoiceOver. Or you may want to figure out, okay, well, what are some things when I pick up an Android phone that I should know if I'm an iPhone user, right? And if you aren't an iPhone user, that's fine. If you aren't a screen reader user, that's perfectly fine. The point here is to learn together. So what we're going to do is going to go into the gestures. We're going to go into TalkBack menus. We're going to figure out what a rotor is. Wait, TalkBack doesn't have rotors. But we'll figure out what a rotor is, right? Is it the rotary dial? No, it's not that. Right, you're spinning the dial. Some people are probably like, what is this dude doing? Back in the day, we used to have a dial phone with a dial. Like, you spun the dial and go whatever. It did sounds. It made cool things. But anyway, TalkBack. Talk back. Let's talk.
Move up.
Okay.
Lock screen. Home device unlocked.
We've unlocked the screen. Sir, what is one thing you remember from last call? Or maybe I thought this is not a call. The last video. What you remember mainly is, one, if you want to download TalkBack, you should already have it installed. How do you turn on TalkBack? Well, holding down the power volume, or
TalkBack off.
Volume up and volume down. On a Samsung Galaxy phone, just a quick recap, it's volume up and power, the side key. On a Samsung phone that I have in my hand here, flat phone on one side, 3 buttons on the other side. However, the side key is on the bottom, where on the Pixel, the side key is on top. So the volume rockers are first and second, volume rocker, and then side key. So if you were to hit volume up and power,
11:30 p.m. Device TalkBack off. TalkBack on.
okay, same differential. So I have my Pixel that we're going to work with here in this situation. So here we go. We got my Pixel on, and we want to figure out where in the world, how do I use this thing? Do I touch it? Nope. I don't know what it's doing. Is it even on?
TalkBack on.
Now
Sound
it's,
connect.
now it's on.
Home.
So you saw what
68
happened.
degrees in Daytona
You could
Beach
leave.
tomorrow.
You could leave TalkBack.
68 degrees in Daytona.
Quiet.
68 degrees.
Quiet. Jeez, phone likes to party too much these days. It's hard to find good phones these days. No, I'm kidding. It's a good phone. It's a really good phone. So we want to go to menus and things and figure out where in the world is everything, right? Okay. I have my phone pointing at the screen. I'm going to tap with 3 fingers.
TalkBack menu. Describe image. In list.
What in the
Double
world is
tap
that?
to activate.
TalkBack menu. So how can we break down TalkBack? TalkBack has reading controls, otherwise known as rotors, for iOS users, if you're coming from that side of the camp of accessibility. Then we have TalkBack menu, which it's a menu. I mean,
Describe screen. Read from copy last spoken screens hides voice keyboard talkbacks text to speech braille display set close button
blah
out
blah
of
blah
list
blah.
double tap
We're
to
close.
activate home.
I didn't realize it was
68
closed,
degrees in
but it was
Daytona Beach
closed. So Let's close. Now we'll hit it again. Remember, this is like turning on and off
Talkback
TalkBack.
menu. Describe image. In list.
So,
Double
what
tap
in
to
the
activate.
world is in this menu? Right? Well, swipe. When you swipe with TalkBack and gestures, you're swiping with either. Let's do this together. 4, 3, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick your poison. I don't know. 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you remember that? 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you remember that? Okay. 4 fingers. Let's figure out what 4 fingers would do. If I took 4 fingers, right? Now I want to smack you. 4 fingers.
Talkback menu.
Okay. I tapped 4 fingers. It says TalkBack menu. I took 4 fingers. I'm going to tap it
Talkback menu.
twice.
Talkback menu.
So I have TalkBack menu. It's open. So maybe nothing's happening, right? So I'm going to close it.
Talkback tutorial. Navigate up.
Oh, wait.
Button. Out of list.
Where did that come
Double
from?
tap to activate.
Okay.
Home.
So let's
68
go home.
degrees in Daytona Beach
Okay.
tomorrow.
So
in
how do I go home? Swipe from the
68
bottom of the
degrees in
screen and
Daytona
2
Beach.
fingers up. And
Apps list. Search.
Up. I went to the
Home.
apps, but I'm home.
68 degrees.
Okay. So 4 finger tap.
Practice gestures. Try any talkback gesture on this screen to hear what that gesture does. Tap the screen with 2 fingers. Keep practicing by tapping once, twice, or 3 times with 2, 3, or 4 fingers. You can also double tap and hold with 2, 3, or 4 fingers, out of grid page or at a glance. Practice gestures.
Okay.
Try any talkback gesture on this screen to hear what that gesture does. Finish. Button. Try any talkback. Practice gestures. Double tap with 2 fingers. Play or pause media, starter and voice input.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. So
Try any talkback gesture on this screen to hear what that. Finish. Button. Swipe down then up. Next reading control. Try any talkback gesture on this. Swipe down then up. Next reading control. Try any talkback gesture on this.
down, up, down,
Try any talkback gesture.
down, up, down,
Try any talkback gesture.
up, down, up.
Try any talkback
Let's see.
gesture on. Try any talkback Try any talkback gesture on this. Finish.
Yeah, we'll keep trying
Home.
on that. But
68 degrees in
that's a
Daytona Beach
scratch
tomorrow.
pad,
In
right?
horizontal
As I was
page or at a
doing the
glance.
gestures, it was
Home
telling
screen
me
1 of 2.
what it was
Home.
saying.
Out of
Now
grid
let's
page or
do
at a
2 finger
glance.
double tap.
Actions available. Use tap with 3 fingers to view. Talkback tutorial.
Oh.
Navigate up. Button.
Guess what?
Double tap to activate.
TalkBack has a tutorial. So don't you complain out there, people. I'm kidding. You could complain all you want. This is the help that you require, right? So ask questions. That's what I ask you to do. Ask questions. If you don't get it, simply ask. I wouldn't know what you know. I can't read minds. So what do we have in this TalkBack menu? Or this tutorial, right? It says
Talkback tutorial.
that
Swipe right to select a topic. For the best experience, turn on Talkback before getting started.
I kind of already have it on.
Basic navigation. Move between items, scroll, use menus, and more.
Okay.
Text editing. Type, select, edit, copy, and more. Reading navigation. Read by word or character, and jump between links, controls, or headings. Double
Brother.
tap to activate. Image descriptions. Try getting descriptions
Ooh.
of images. Voice commands. Control Talkback with your voice. Double tap to activate. Find on screen. Look for everyday tasks. Learn how to make calls, send messages, and more. Double
So,
tap to activate.
As you see, this is already encompassed with a lot of tutorials, a lot of help for you to just go ahead and give it a whirl. But it is not that easy for most. And it might be daunting by the least. So, we so far have captured 2 gestures, if you remember them. How many fingers were there? 4. Sorry. I'm not trying to smack anybody, but 4, right? 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember that. 4 fingers does something. Now, let's see what 4 finger... Let's tap.
Practice gestures.
Okay, let's go
Try
here.
any talkback gesture
Now,
on
what
this
does
screen
4
to hear
finger
what that
3
gesture
times do?
does.
Let's
Tap
figure
the
that
screen
out.
with 2. Triple tap with 4 fingers. Tap to assign.
Okay, tap to assign. All right, cool. What is swiping up and left?
Swipe up then left. Play or pause media. Starter and voice input.
That's not always a we'll get there. It's customized.
Swipe up then right. Pass through system gesture.
Huh.
Swipe up then right. Pass through system gesture. Swipe down then right copy last spoken phrase.
That is an awesome one.
Swipe down then left back.
So I'm reason why I'm going on the touchpad panel thing as I'm looking at you all, right? I'm just working this phone, trying to do the gestures while I talk to y'all. So I'm running them with one finger, but I'm drawing stuff. So with 4 fingers, you get at least a tutorial. Remember that in the sketchpad, right? So we're in the sketchpad now. Then 3 fingers. So what do 3 fingers do? Okay, let's see.
Swipe left with 3 fingers previous reading control.
What is that word? Reading control, aka rotor.
Swipe right with 3 fingers next reading control.
Reading control again.
Swipe up with 3 fingers previous reading control.
Hey. I heard reading control yet again.
Swipe down with 3 fingers next reading control.
Oi, I'm hearing reading controls. So what you're telling me, Hershey, is if I swipe up
Swipe up with 3 fingers.
Swipe down with 3 fingers, swipe left
Swipe right
with 3 fingers,
Swipe
or swipe
left with 3
with 3
fingers
fingers.
previous reading control.
It's the same thing. It's all the same thing. It is your reading control. However, you could skin a cat many different ways. So, up, down, up.
Try any talkback gesture. Try any
Let's see
talkback
if I
gesture
can
on
do
this
up, down,
screen
up
to hear what that.
properly.
Swipe down then up next reading control.
Okay, so you could also do it with 1 finger. Up, down, up, right?
Try any talkback
But
gesture on this
that's
screen
1
to hear
finger.
what that
What
gesture
did I
does.
just tell you
Tap
a
the
minute
screen with
ago?
2
I told you 3 fingers. Swipe left, swipe right, swipe up, swipe down, right? 3 fingers. So you could use either or. I mean, if you have your phone in your lap and you're just like...
Swipe down with 3 fingers. Swipe down with... Swipe up with 3 fingers previous...
Right, you could do it that way. And if you want to do it with 1 thumb, maybe... Let's see if my thumb plays nice. Nope, doesn't want to play nice.
Swipe down then up next reading control.
My pointer finger, it's clutch. So, what can we do? Okay, so 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you repeat with me? 4. Say it again. 4. Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. So, what else can 3 fingers do? Well, let's try that out with 3 fingers tapping twice.
Double tap with 3 fingers copy.
Okay. Let's see if I did it 3 times.
Triple tap with 3 fingers paste.
So 2 finger double tap, copy. 3 finger double tap, or triple tap, excuse me, with 3 finger triple tap, paste. 3 finger double tap, copy. Let's see what happens if I 3 finger and hold.
Triple tap and hold with 3 fingers. Tap to sign.
Okay, tap to assign. That's not assigned. May not need it. Okay, so 4, 3, 2, 1. Have we got most of the 4 threes? 3, 4, 4, 3. I think we did. If we didn't, oh well. You can customize to your heart's content. If you are someone with maybe some mobility issues or hand issues, perhaps, maybe you only want to use 1 finger. You don't want to use 20 fingers. 3 fingers, 4 fingers. So there's that. Now let's take 2 fingers now, okay? I'm not piecing you up, but 2 fingers. Okay, let's see what happens if I tap on the screen with it twice.
Double tap with 2 fingers play or pause media. Starter.
Right, so we knew about play, pause, media, and all of that, and doing things of that nature. Cool. What can it do if I triple tap 2 fingers?
Triple tap with 2 fingers read from focused item.
Okay, so the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. If the thing was on the quick brown, from the brown, fox jumps over the lazy dog, is what it's going to get read after, right? Now, let's see. Triple tap and hold.
Triple tap and hold with 2 fingers. Turn speech on or off.
What does that mean? Yeah, you might want to have the speech off, right? You might pass your phone. You're like, shut up, phone. You're talking too much. Like right now, sometimes it talks too much, right? So how can I make it? So after that becomes 1 finger. So what does happen? Let's see.
Finish. Button. Try any talkback gesture on this. Swipe down then up next reading control.
So 1 finger, either you swipe right, swipe left. It's moving that focus point, right? Really common. 1 finger, swipe right, swipe left. What does 1 finger triple tap or double tap do?
Try any talkback gesture on this screen to hear what that gesture does. Tap the screen with 2 fingers. Keep practicing by tapping once, twice, or 3 times with 2, 3, or 4 fingers. You can also double tap and hold with 2, 3, or 4 fingers.
Oh, it gave you a hint there. You don't need to do anything with one finger to tap and hold and do any of the gymnastics, as they call it, right? You will only need to remember 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. 4, there's not much there. 3, same thing, kind of, right? And so, let's recap. TalkBack, screen reader. TalkBack has gestures that you could use. How do I get to the home screen? Gesture. So, from the bottom of the screen, right, if I go up,
Notification available. To access, swipe.
right, so
Photos. Home screen 1 of 2.
it
Home.
says home screen.
Actions
I'm
available.
not
Use
looking at
tap
the
with
screen,
3
but
fingers to view.
it took me home, right? And with that said, if you're trying to figure out what gestures will I need to perform editing or things of that nature, let's wait till the next one. I really don't want to technically break it down by this,
Talkback menu.
the little
Actions.
menu
In
that
list.
we
Double
went through
tap to activate.
in the tutorial, which was this menu.
Talkback menu. Copy last spoken
'Cause
phrase. Screen search.
We could talk about
Hide screen.
basic stuff, right?
Double-
Like let's just go check out the tutorial really quick.
Talkback.
Did we
Double tap
capture
to swipe right to select a topic. For the best experience. Basic navigate.
most of it?
Welcome to TalkBack. Welcome to TalkBack. Page 1 of 7. TalkBack provides spoken feedback so that you can use your device without looking at the screen. TalkBack can be helpful for people who have difficulty seeing the screen. If you want to quickly turn TalkBack on or off using your volume keys, you can set up a shortcut and next.
Okay.
Drag your finger. You can also focus on an item by dragging your finger across the screen. Try this now by touching the screen and dragging toward the bottom. You can also focus. Drag your finger. You can also focus on previous button. Navigate up button. Previous button. You can also focus on an item by dragging your finger across the screen. Try this. Next. Previous. Next.
So I'm
Scroll
going
by
through
swiping
these
up or down with 2
really
fingers.
quick, but 2
Navigate
fingers
up.
is what you're scrolling with. So then you do hear that little do kind of sound, right? The different pitch. Okay.
Next.
Quickly hit next.
This means when using TalkBack, you add 1 finger to system gestures. This means when using TalkBack, you can go to the home screen by swiping up from the bottom with 2 fingers instead of 1. Trying these gestures now will close the tutorial. You may want to wait until you... Next. But
Okay.
the volume for TalkBack speech is called the accessibility volume. It's adjusted separately from the media volume. Next. The TalkBack menu includes settings and controls that you may need often. Open the TalkBack menu now by tapping the screen with 3 fingers.
Okay.
These short... Next. But... Move your finger across the keyboard. When you hear the letter you want to type, lift your finger. Try activating the text. When you're in a text box, move your... Finish. But...
Okay.
TalkBack tutorial.
So what did we
Double
miss out
tap
of
to
that?
activate.
We got most of it, right? So
Basic navigation.
let's go back to basic navigation.
Welcome to TalkBack.
We'll go next.
You can also focus on an item by dragging your finger across the screen. Try this now by touching the screen
We've
and
done
drag
that.
next.
Right? That's what I'm doing. I'm
Scroll.
dragging my
Try
finger.
scrolling by swiping up.
Scroll.
Next.
We've got that.
Next. This means when using TalkBack, you can go to the home screen by swiping up from the bottom with 2 fingers instead of 1.
So we
Trying
just
these gestures now will
went
close
over
the
this.
tutorial.
So if
You
I
may want
swipe
to wait until you have complete
left and up, I come to
home.
my recent
Sound
apps.
Connect 1 of 2.
Right.
Clear all.
Now I
button.
could clear all my
Double
recent
tap.
apps. Right there.
Home screen 1 of 2. Home.
Now if I, let's say, wanted to
TalkBack
go back to
tutorial.
basics,
Basic navigate.
I could go back to basics,
next.
next, and then
Next.
next, some more.
Try scrolling by swipe. Next.
We've done the scroll piece.
This means when using TalkBack, you can... Next.
Okay.
The volume for TalkBack speech is called the accessibility
So
volume.
let me go over the volume here, right? So if you put 1 finger on the
The volume
screen,
for TalkBack speech is called
right?
the accessibility
Now
volume.
watch.
It's adjusted separately from the media volume.
right? Bye-bye volume. No more volume. You have to have 1 finger at least touching the screen. And then you could hit the volume up. And it
Accessibility volume
should
set to 100%.
bring accessibility volume to 100. Now let's say if there's music playing. If you start hitting the volume up, it's going to let the media volume go up. So whatever media is playing typically is what it's going to start picking, but that's why you should put 1 finger on the screen. So that way you could get TalkBack turned up. Sometimes you might have it where maybe TalkBack did turn on, but the volume was low. So just always remember to maybe try to hit the volume up and holding a finger down on the screen.
Next.
Okay.
The TalkBack menu includes settings and controls that you may need often. Open the TalkBack menu now by tapping the screen with 3 fingers. Next,
We did that in a way.
move your finger across the keyboard when you hear the letter you want to type and finish. But
Okay, so we're not going
TalkBack
to talk
tutorial.
about keyboard
Basic
just
navigation.
yet. We did talk about TalkBack menu. So let's go back to the TalkBack menu. Okay,
TalkBack menu. Describe image. In
3
list.
finger tap.
Double tap to activate.
TalkBack menu, always 3 finger tap. When you first do install, or you first open up your phone, box, etc., turn on TalkBack brand new, you may have TalkBack set up as swipe up and right and swipe down and right. They do give you multiple choices, multiple ways of turning on, or multiple ways to go to TalkBack menu. So we're in TalkBack menu, right? And we briefly went over it. We swiped right.
Describe screen.
So
Double tap to activate.
describe screen. Let's just quickly see what in the world does that mean. You might be curious. Right.
Screen description. The screen shows a TalkBack tutorial. Swipe right to select a topic. For the best experience, turn on TalkBack before getting started. Below is a list of navigation tutorials. 1. Basic navigation. Move between items. Scroll.
So it's reading all that information, but
Screen description.
that's what it does. It gives you a description of what is on your screen,
Ask
obviously.
Gemini. Button.
And then you could
Double
ask
tap to activate.
Gemini. But we'll come back to that another time specifically for this, because yeah, that's where Gemini and all these cool, amazing tools come into place. So let's go back to home screen.
Home.
Okay, home. And then 3
TalkBack
finger
menu.
tap.
Actions.
TalkBack
In
menu.
list.
You see how quickly I'm
Double
just
tap to
flowing through it?
activate.
I'm talking to you, I'm flowing. Because once you get used to your gestures, it'll become second nature. Practice, practice, practice. So TalkBack menu. Let's start from the bottom.
Braille display setting. Close.
Okay,
Button.
bottom
Out of list.
all the way to the bottom is
Double
closed.
tap to
So I'm
activate.
going to swipe left.
Braille display settings. In list.
Braille display settings.
Double
I do
tap
not
to
have a Braille
activate.
display hooked up to my device right now, so I wouldn't be able to give you more information there, but it is workable and it works pretty decent is what I'm hearing. I'm not a heavy Braille user at all, and hopefully one day maybe we'll get there. Okay? So,
Text to speech.
text to speech.
Double tap
You
to activate.
could change your text to speech voice and all of that. Let's quickly try that. Okay, we'll go to
Text to
text
speech
to speech.
output. Navigate up. But preferred engine. Speech recognition and synthesis from Google. 1 of 6. In
So
list.
that is
6
the
items.
synthesizer.
Settings.
I'm going to
In
go to settings real
Google
quick.
TTS options.
I
Navigate
swipe
up.
right to
Button.
get to
Out of
settings,
list.
and then I'm going to swipe right.
Install voice
go to
data.
Install
Add
data,
a
double
language.
tap.
Navigate up.
It
Button.
says
Out of
good language.
Gujarati. Hindi. English. United States. 6 of 8.
Okay.
English. United States voice.
By the way,
Double
I
tap
don't
to
know
activate.
for my Gujaratis if you heard it. It also has Gujarati in there, so it's pretty cool. I could get my phone to talk in Gujarati if I wanted to. Just
Voice
saying.
5. 5 of 9. Voice 7. 7 of
But
9.
let's try this out.
Double.
Voice 7.
Hmm.
Double. Voice 6.
Voice 6. Voice 3. Voice 2. 2 of 9.
Voice 2. Play sample text for voice I. Voice 2. 2. Selected. Radio button. Voice 6.
Voice 6. Selected. Radio button. Voice 9. 9 of 9. Double
Voice 9. Voice 8.
Voice 8. Voice 7.
Voice 7. Voice 6.
Voice 6.
Okay, we'll stick
Double
to
tap
6
to
for now.
activate.
We'll change it up a little,
Add a
right?
language.
We'll stick to
English
6.
United States.
But
Google
that's
TTS
how you could
options.
install different
voice-
languages and mess with your text to speech, which is what is reading out to you, right? So you're hearing the gentleman's voice or the woman's voice, so on and so forth.
Use Wi-Fi.
Let's see if I
Install
have any more in here.
Preferred engine. Navigate up. But selected. Radio button. Speech recognition and synthesis from Google.
And that's all I
text-to-speech
have.
output.
There is
Preferred engine.
vocalizer voices that offers you voices like Ava and some of the nuance voices from Code Factory. They are $3.99 per voice. It is a lifetime after you pay for the voice, but it is a charge of $4 or $3.99. So anyway, TalkBack menu, 3-finger tap.
Talkback menu. Talkback setting.
Okay.
Voice commands. Describe image.
So we saw
Double tap
describe
to
image
activate.
briefly. We'll come back to that another video.
Describe screen.
We'll come back
Double
to that
tap to
another
activate.
video.
Read from focused item.
So there's
Describe
describe
screen.
image and describe
describe image.
screen. Okay, there's two
Read
screens.
from focused item.
Read
Double
from
tap
focus
to activate.
could be put in this menu if you really want it to be in this menu, because as you saw, 3-finger tap, boom, it's like it's a way of efficiency and a way of how quickly you can move from one screen to the other screen. So if you want to put that there and it's there for me, I left it there.
Copy last spoken phrase.
I could
Double
copy,
tap to
or I
activate.
could do a gesture. So I could copy. That is a really powerful tool because anything a screen reader says, I could get it. That means an email, a phone number, address, anything. It's really powerful.
Spoken language.
If you're,
Double tap
if you're a
to activate.
multilingual person, then there you are. You could have English and Spanish go back and forth, or Hindi, or anybody else, any other language.
Screen search. Double tap to
You could search on your
activate.
screen.
Hide screen. Double
If
tap to
you
activate.
like the screen curtain, right? To nobody look at your screen. You could hide your screen so you'll have a black screen.
Voice commands.
Voice
Keyboard
commands.
shortcuts. Double tap. Voice keyboard shortcuts.
The keyboard shortcuts is
Double
a little
tap to
new
activate.
to me right now, but it's in this menu right now, so I have to go explore it a little bit more. But keyboard shortcuts are the kind of shortcuts.
Talkback settings.
And then
Double tap
talkback
to
settings.
text to speech. Braille display. Text talkback settings.
So, and then
Text
text to speech, and then
Braille.
Braille.
Text
So
talkback
let's go to
settings.
talkback settings real
Double
quick
tap to
before I end
activate.
here.
Talkback settings. Navigate up. New features in Talkback. 1 of 24.
You can figure out
In
what's
list,
new
24 items.
every time you get
Audio.
some new.
Heading. To text to speech.
So you
3
have
of 20.
audio,
Verbosity.
verbosity,
Automatic. Sound and vibration. Visual. Heading. 7 of 24. Change focus indicator. Display speech output. Off. Controls. Head. Gestures. 11 of 24.
So
Double tap to
I'm going to
activate.
leave it around there, but if you remember, we called it rotor, right? iPhone users use rotors, right? Holding down one thumb, drawing a number, tracing your thumb around it, kind of does like a circle, like a rotor. With Android, you could use 3 fingers, up, down, left, right, as I said. So let's see what's available there.
Words.
Okay, I could
Swipe up or swipe down to read by words.
with 1 finger. Okay,
Gestures. Edit. Menu. Keyboard. Shortcut.
I'm using 1
Typing.
finger. So then 3 finger,
Lines.
I could go by lines.
Swipe up or swipe. Paragraphs.
Paragraphs,
Headings.
headings,
Controls.
controls,
Links.
links, and then whatever else I add to it.
Screen search.
So screen
Note-
search,
Speech rate.
speech
Swipe up or
rate,
swipe down to adjust the setting.
because
Speech rate 100%.
maybe you wanted to speak
Swipe up with 3
slower.
fingers or swipe down.
Maybe you
Speech rate
needed-
110%.
I got all day, man. Hurry up.
Speech rate 121%.
Okay.
Swipe up with 3 fingers or swipe down with 3. Speech rate 110%.
So you could change
Speech
that
rate
kind of stuff on the fly.
121%.
So I'm using,
Swipe up with 3 fingers or swipe
When I'm
down
on
with
a
3
menu-
fingers to select a different setting.
I'm just swiping up or down, and it's
Speech rate
changing
100. Speech rate
that
121%.
numerical.
Swipe up with 3 fingers or
value.
swipe down. Characters.
Okay, characters,
Swipe up. Words.
lines,
Line.
do-do-do-do.
Paragraph. Headings. Control. Links. Screen search. Speech rate. Characters.
Okay.
Swipe up or swipe down. Speech rate. Screen search. Braille.
And you
Heading,
could also do
16 of 20.
you are also able to put in volume
Home.
and other controls in there.
Phone.
Reason why I brought that up
Double tap to act.
is a lot of you that are on iOS will have the first and last, which is 4-finger tap on the top or the 4-finger tap on the bottom. There really isn't a first last in Android at this point, except if you add it to a customized gesture. So next time we'll go back into TalkBack settings and we'll go play around inside and see exactly what's in there. So we've learned 4, 3, 2, 1. What did you learn? 4 fingers, 3 fingers, 2 fingers, 1. That's how you run TalkBack. That's how you run many screen readers, like VoiceOver too. But anyhow, we will convene again. We will go back into TalkBack menu. And in the TalkBack menu, we'll go under the TalkBack settings and explore and see what's in there, what customizations can you do, and maybe we'll even play with voice thing. This thing. Let me show you what I mean.
Use voice commands to control
That thing.
TalkBack.
Voice command.
Here are some things you can say. Copy, read from focused item, find, save, speak faster, TalkBack settings. Say, help for a list of all voice commands.
Right? So those are some of those. We will also try to briefly touch on, once I get some things set up here, and I'll try to find some examples of how to edit and copy and edit files, right? Or maybe trying to capture text. So we'll try to touch on that just a little bit. If you have more questions, leave them in the comments. Again, hit that subscribe, like, do all you do what you do, YouTube. Thank you so much. And again, this is Urshi from the Who Cares A11Y Bar channel, where who are you? Because I cares about A11Y accessibility. Because I am the blind accessibility resource. And I hope I've made your day with a little bit of talkback insight. Next time, we'll get more into details on talkback. Meantime, leave a comment, like it, subscribe it, share it, do all that good stuff, and we'll catch you next time. Peace, love, aujo, namaste.